All right, your job today is to actually get this coded. So you can see that on my designer view, which was due last class, I've got my 3 pictures here that I'm going to color with. I've got my 5 colors here, plus my erase button. I've got my slider, I've got my spinner, I've got my canvas. Super important to make sure everything is named over here. I've got my 3 coloring pages, my canvas, and then each of my colors are over here along with my clear, my spin, and my slide. So now I'm going to go to blocks. First thing I need to do is make it so that when I hit a button for one of my coloring pages, that is what appears on my canvas. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, go to Mandala 1, because that's my first button for my coloring page. I'm going to say when Mandala 1 is clicked, and then I'm going to go to Canvas. From here, I can find the one that says to change that canvas background. Set Canvas 1 background image 2, and it defaults to something. Not sure what that picture is, but I'm going to change it to Mandala 1. If you don't know what the name of your coloring picture is, you can see what you've got by looking at like Mandala 1, and I can see the image name here. If the image name doesn't make sense, you can look down at your media. When you click on it, you can say preview, and it'll show you what it was. So in this case, it was something I was thinking of using for my title, but it didn't work in this space. And I actually don't want that anymore, so I'm going to delete that one. But if I wasn't sure what this was, I could hit preview, and it would show me exactly what that image number is. So that's how you get your buttons to work to change your backgrounds. You need to do this for all 3 of your coloring pages. All right, so that's your first one. Pause the video, code your Mandala 1, your 2, and your 3. All right, next thing we're going to code is our colors. So I'm going to scroll down here to my red, and I'm going to say that when red is clicked, because that's the name of my red button, I need to change the color that I'm painting with. So I'm going to go to Canvas, and I'm going to look for the one that talks about the color. Still scrolling. Canvas 1 paint color. Grab that. I need to actually put a color in here. That's up here under colors. I can grab the red that's in here, or I can really choose any color I want. And then if I click on it, I get way more colors to choose from. So there's my red. You need to do that for all 5 of your paint colors. So red, blue, green, yellow, purple, whatever it is, you need to set all your paint colors. Pause the video, then come back. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is my erase button. So mine, I think I called it clear. So I'm going to say that when clear is clicked, I need to erase my canvas. So I'm going to go back up to Canvas, and I'm looking for the purple Call Canvas 1 Clear. That one goes in here. So this code should have 3 different ones. This code should have 5 different ones. This one's alone. We only need one of those, right? Next piece of code we're going to write is how to actually draw on the canvas with your finger. So we're going to go to Canvas and call up when Canvas 1 dragged. It's the very top one up here. So when Canvas 1 dragged, I'm going to kind of scroll a little bit, center it. All right, so when the canvas is dragged, this is where we needed to draw a line that follows our finger. So we're going to go back to Canvas again, and we're looking for a purple one. Call Canvas 1 Draw Line. It's right here. It's the, 4th purple one down. Call Canvas 1 Draw Line. Now for this, you need to use your trackpad because you have to be able to hover. We're going to go up into these oranges right here at the top, and we need to tell it that the X1 is where we started. So that's our prev X. We're going to pull that out. And our Y1 is our prev Y. Remember, to get that to pop down, you just got to kind of hover over it with your trackpad, and then you'll be able to pull it out. Then we need it to stop where we end with our finger, which is our current X and our current Y. All right, so if you have an ability to test this, when you test it right now, you should be able to draw on your canvas, and it'll probably draw with a black line unless you hit one of those color buttons first. But we can actually color with it right now. The next one we're going to do is draw circles. So like make a dot just by touching up and down on our screen. So I'm going to go back to my canvas, and this time I'm going to say when canvas 1 is touched, not touched up, not touched down, just regular touch. So when I tap on my screen, I want it to draw a circle. So I'm going to go back to canvas 1 again, and this time I'm going to call canvas 1 draw circle. Now the center of my X should just be get X. The center Y should just be get Y. The radius we're actually going to set to our slider so that when we move that slider on our designer view, it changes the size of the circle we're drawing. So for this, we're going to go to slider, and we're going to say slider 1 thumb position. It's light green, kind of near the bottom on my screen, but I'm not up at the top. So you got to go all the way down. Slider 1 thumb position. That goes into the radius. Now this bottom part where it says true for fill, that means that when I tap my screen, I'm going to get a filled in circle. If I just wanted to make it like a ring instead of a filled in one, I could set that to false, and now it would just be a ring instead of a filled in circle. Or for this one, we want that to be true. Okay, that should take care of making your app work to color. The only thing that we have left to change now is how to change the size of our line. To do that, we have to go back to designer first. To change the size of our line, we're going to modify our spinner. Spinners are like drop downs where like you choose your birthday and stuff like that on a regular app. Now for us, I did set my width to 20 because that's the width of this vertical arrangement. I would definitely recommend setting your slider and spinner to the maximum width possible because it's pretty hard to use if you don't. But on my spinner, elements from string and selection have to match. So what we're going to do is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then we're going to take that same thing without the spaces and we're going to put it into our selection as well. So elements from string and selection both have to match. These are the choices that you get when you spin through your spinner, telling us the size of our line. So I got both of those in there, and now I'm going to go back to blocks. Since it's the size of our line that we're changing, we're going to do that in canvas 1 dragged. We're going to add a line of code in here that says to set the line width to that spinner index. So we're going to go back to canvas over in our blocks, and we're going to look for a dark green one that says set canvas line width. So I'm scrolling, there it is. Set canvas 1 line width, dark green. And I want to put that above the purple. So you can kind of see I'm dropping it inside something that's already created. I'm going to set the line width 2, and I want that to be whatever I select on my spinner. So I'm going to scroll down to my spinner, and I'll scroll up to the top so you can see how far down it is. We're looking for the one that says spinner 1 selection index. Okay, put that one in there. So now I have canvas 1 dragged, set to my spinner. Draw the line. If I touch it, it's going to make a circle based on how far the slider is. If I hit that clear button, it's going to erase everything. If I hit my red button, it's going to paint red. If I click my Mandala 1 button, that's going to be the background image. So all that should work. You need to make sure this has 3 different ones for Mandala 1, 2, and 3. You need to make sure this has 5 different ones for all 5 of your colors. The rest of this should be good to go just based on what we did. When you come back to class next time, or depending on if it's a red or a pink day, you need to be able to grab a tablet, test your app immediately, and be ready to grade at whatever time we set for you.